Time is so sad and fleeting. Alright, so we are back with the Steins visual novel. And I like that this one doesn't have some stupid policy where you can't do a let's play of it. Very much appreciate that from the developers. Unlike other ones, so we can take our time and be casual about it. But anyhow, that's a rant for another video. Visual novel policies. It's just that they're feeling threatened by vloggers and not having faith in the fans or whatever, the industry, because of, you know, socially enhancing media in terms of a let's play, you know, adding your own unique flair. But I see the beauty of it in any which fan base all being able to do that. So I'm opposed to any silly policy, but I understand. But anyhow, let's get back to it. So Okabe, or Rintaro, is discussing with Mayuri what she didn't see but he saw. So nonetheless, let's get back to it. You didn't? I stopped shaking her and looked straight into her eyes. She returned my gaze with eyes clear as glass marbles. You saw nothing? Nothing at all? There were people here a second ago, weren't there? There were? Mary says. I shrunk the webcam bit. Even the store employees are gone. That's impossible by any measure. Uh-oh. She doesn't believe us. She's just agreeing. I gotta get back with the girly voice for Mary. Of course they are. Her reply didn't make any sense. And I'm purposely trying to do a more epic voice for this to try and enhance it. Alright, so Mayuri says, it was like this when we got here. Oh, I know. You're seeing things, aren't you? Great. Aw, I'm sure it's because of the heat. Tuturu. Meiushi desu. How could she laugh at a time like this? I always thought she was a bit strange, but maybe her brain is actually broken. I'm liking this. I'm liking getting this visual novel practice in before Dangonronpa, because I would have hated to have went into Dangonronpa without having done a visual novel to get any potential feedback. Nonetheless, I don't think I'm going to get any, but I haven't so far, so... I realized that she couldn't help me. With nowhere else to turn, I looked up at the bright blue sky. There wasn't a cloud in sight. Sight. There wasn't a cloud in sight. The scorching summer sun shone bright through the gaps between Akiba's buildings. Naturally, my eyes drifted to the top floor of Radikan, where I had been just a moment before. Let's look back at it. Wow. There it was, an enormous machine, like some kind of satellite, embedded in the roof of the building where, not 5 minutes before, I had found Makise Krisu's body in a pool of blood. What happened to her? Just before everyone disappeared, I could have sworn I heard an ambulance siren. Makise Kurisu might still be in that dark, narrow passageway, cold, bloody, and alone. The thought disturbed me, but the question at the forefront of my mind was...
そもそもあの人工衛星は一体何だ?
What the heck is that satellite doing there? And in case you didn't know, I'm not into swearing, so I use the lesser forms to try and be a good influence on folks. So, trying to stick to a standard, doing my best. Right before Dr. Nakabachi's presentation, the building shook like a bomb had exploded. The roof door lock had been broken, and beyond it someone had placed a satellite-like machine, shrouded in smoke and glowing dust. When I first saw it, the satellite was on the rooftop. But that's not what I was seeing now. This satellite had penetrated the top floor of the building, obliterating the room where Dr. Nakabachi's press conference had been held. It must have fallen out of orbit without burning up in the atmosphere, somehow. I knew it was crazy, but what other explanation could there be? The real question was, when did that happen? The interesting thing is, from what I heard, there's like 5 or 6 different endings to this, and I suppose there are, a few or several endings to different endings, depending on your path, to every kind of visual novel generally. So that's something really interesting. Mayuri, about that satellite. Mayuri says, "Yup, what a surprise, huh?" What do you mean? What was a surprise? Her eyebrows changed. Huh. It made a huge kaplow sound, Mary says. A huge kaplow. It certainly did make a sound. But I don't think it was kaplow. I'd say it was more like zzz. Did that satellite fall out of the sky? Rintaro says. Mary says, did it? Do you think any aliens were on board? I gotta work on that girly voice. Rintaro, just... Had I lost my mind? What I had seen didn't match at all with what Mary was saying. Suddenly, nothing seemed real. Had I dreamt it all? Policeman says, "Hey, you too." Just then, a uniformed policeman ran up to us, his expression stern. The policeman says, "What do you think you're doing here? This area is off limits. You have to leave." Mary says, "We're sorry." Oh, Rintaro. First, my good man, let's call you Officer A. I have one question. Officer A? Officer Uh-oh. Sounding crazy. Rintaro says, "Thousands of people just vanished. You saw it too, didn't you?" He's trying to get a second vantage point of what he saw. What are you talking about? Get out of here. officer says. I was quickly losing confidence in my own memories. I decided to tell him about Makise Kurisu and get him to call an ambulance, but before I could... officer says, look, I don't have time for your nonsense. The policeman took me by the upper arm and said, no one got stabbed at Radicon. And I hope I'm doing a worthy, narrative commentary of this visual novel, this Let's Play, or whatever the case, whatever it's called, of visual novels. I hope I'm doing a worthy one of it so far, trying to make it sound epic. No one got stabbed at Radicon. What? How could he say that with such certainty? While I was still trying to comprehend the situation, the policeman forcefully led us away. Oh. We were escorted up to UPX and released. There were people at UPX like usual. Actually, there were far more people than usual. The place was packed. Just as Officer A had said, Chuao Dori had been blockaded by police, so nobody could enter. There was nothing we could do, so we headed back to the lab. Let's check that bit. UPX, fictional, a major office building in Akihabara. Okay. That was brief enough. And that brings us to the present. I'm baffled. Did the whole hour since the beginning of Nakabachi's presentation really happen? Oh boy. I check online for any news. The net is buzzing about the mysterious machine that crashed into Radicon. All of the major stations in Tokyo, even 2TV, I'll just say 2TV, it's probably ToTV, are running special bulletins about it. Fortunately, it doesn't look like anyone was hurt, but Chowdori is still closed off. Akihabara Station is jammed with reporters and curious onlookers. Nobody has mentioned anything about the disappearance of thousands of people from Akiba's streets, nor about Makise Kurisu's murder. Let's check on that bit. 2TV. Fictional, a television network based in Tokyo. 2TV airs more anime than other commercial television networks, making it a favorite among otaku. You betcha. That's going to be one popular network. They should make one. When a major news story breaks in Tokyo, most stations interrupt regular programming to deliver a special bulletin. 2TV is the exception, which has given rise to the joke, if 2TV cuts to a special bulletin, the apocalypse is nigh. So it's a big deal if they stray from the norm. Alright, nobody's talking about the stuff he saw. It's all a mystery, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty of it. The mystery genre is just a wonder. Just a wonder. And so is time travel. And so is Steins Gate. Steins Gate is awesome. Alright. A mystery. So. I see. So that's it. How you say I see is Soka. From the sofa, I spring to my feet, a wide grin on my face. Daru and Mayuri turn and stare. Daru is big dude.
これもすべて機関の隠蔽工作ということだな。警察にすら圧力をかけられるということは、この国の中枢ももはや奴らの手の内にあるということ。 なんということだ。
This is all an elaborate cover-up by the organization. Their influence has corrupted local law enforcement, which means our entire government may already be under their control. My gosh. Alright, but we're out of time. Darn it. So, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more of the Steins Gate visual novel, of course. We're going to take our time with it, enjoy it, make it awesome. So, thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for more. I will see you up ahead. Take her cool.